And now you can see the Friday Shot Day Show in all its video glory on our YouTube page at roughedge.tv.
Rough Edge FM at roughedgefm.com.
It's tiki time at Harbor Cove Cafe. Dive into the tropical paradise at the end of Spinnaker Drive in Ventura with vibrant drinks, delicious bites, award-winning fish and chips, and more. Now featuring extended hours and great happy hour specials. Harbor Cove Cafe, the hidden treasure at the end of Spinnaker Drive. Visit harborcovecafe.net for more information.
Turn it up, get ready for the roar. Friday Shot Day Show, knocking on your door. Grab your glass, pour that liquid fire. We're gonna drink till we can't get no higher. Friday Shot Day Show, gonna make you scream. Raise your glass high, live that wilder dream. Feel the burn, let it take control. Pour another round, lose your soul.
Friday Shot Day Show.
Friday Shot Day Show live here on Rough Edge FM. I just noticed that, and roughedge.tv. I just noticed that I don't have us centered, right? Because there's only two of us today. Doug is at a show in Costa Rica where the beer is all you can drink. So you know where he is. And Dr. Shock, of course, is running Pele Utu, and a very busy man. And I'm so happy for him that the Pele Utu is so successful. It's well-deserved, I think.
We had a guest here for our Spellbound at the Table show who came in from Reno, and we were talking, and I mentioned Pele Utu, and he heard about Pele Utu, and he said he was going to try to go and visit it.
That's cool. Yeah,
he had heard, he's read it in one of the magazines or something like that.
Yeah, because it's been featured in many magazines and things. If there are people who go to Reno just to go to Pele Utu, that's how popular the place is. So I'm very happy for him, and I got to get back up there. Somehow I got to get back up there and visit Shocker, because I miss Shocker too. Shocker and Rosie are the best. They're the owners of that place, and they're just the best people. And then because the bar has changed so much since I was there just about a year ago.
Last year?
Yeah, just about a year ago. They've already done so much, including building a bridge, because Shocker does a little bit of everything there. There was this one step as you walk in, you step into the bar, and there's like a lobby, and it kind of gets you in the mood for the tiki stuff. And then there was this step that went down into the darkness, because tiki bars should be dark, into the darkness of the bar area. The problem was you couldn't see that step, and they had it painted yellow like they're supposed to, but it was not enough. And Shocker told me that in all the time that he'd been there, only one person had fallen on those stairs, and that guy was so drunk, he was lucky not to have fallen just standing straight up. So, people go to bar hopping and they end up there, and it's all over. So, thankfully the guy wasn't injured. So Shocker was trying to figure out a way to fix that, and he built a little bridge. So now you walk across this little bridge that sets you gently down in the bar instead of the other place. So yeah,
we used to have a little bridge in that other big building in Ventura.
That's right. Yes, I do. Yeah,
you crossed over the bridge to get into the center courtyard.
And I remember Wings in the Desert, which is a bar that's closed now, long gone, unfortunately, in Palm Springs. And we'll talk about Palm Springs coming up here shortly. They had a little bridge too that led basically from the bar into the restaurant.
Yeah,
it was and there was a little stream underneath it.
Cute.
It was a cool little place. That place is long gone now. We always drive by. Didn't me call somebody?
Excuse me,
don't you hate that? You get like dust or something in your throat.
Yeah.
We always drive by where Wings in the Desert was, and it just gets worse as you go by. It's obviously just deteriorating, and that's too bad. We had some good times there on their happy hour. They had 10-ounce martinis for $5. I mean, that's insane. So you drank too many of those. And I'll never forget that the first time my mom and my wife went there, because I met them later. They were there drinking, and I told them I would meet them there at Wang's. I walked in, and it's a gay bar because it's Palm Springs. There's a lot of gay attractions there, and I walk in, and the place is just filled with gay men in couples, some not in couples, but just filled to the brim with that. My wife and my mom are sitting together alone in the middle of all this madness in the bar. And people have been nice to them all night. They were glad to see him there. They probably thought they were going on a cruise together. And so I walk in, I see all this going on. I look up on the screen. You think they have sports? No, they're showing War of the Gargantuas, the old Japanese monster movie.
Well, there you go. That's just right up your alley.
And then the $5 martinis for 10-ounce martinis for $5. It was heaven. It really was. So anyway, I missed that. But I did just get back from Palm Springs, and I didn't bring a whole lot of pictures, but I did bring some that I wanted to share with you all because we went to our usual places. We always start at the front porch. And the front porch, one of the reasons we go there, I can't say the main reason, is this dish right here. This is a fruit plate, as you can tell, a charcuterie board. Those are pears lined up on both sides. You see the pears in the back. That's some French baguette sitting there. To the left of that little pile is fig sauce, ground fig or something. And then in the middle there, we have fried brie, and it's got some nuts crunched up in it. And it is just a delicious little hors d'oeuvre. It's very tasty. And so we go pick that up every time. And we always order the drinks because I will tell you this. I will tell you that I am out of focus, but I'll fix that later. Anyway, I'll tell you this. They pride themselves like nobody's business about their craft cocktails. The bartender that was that night told us that they were the only ones that do certain things. Everybody these days is making their own syrups and making their own signature drinks. But they all have things in common. For example, the examples he gave us were the Tahine Rim is very popular right now. And the lava black salt. And he says, and those are all fine and it's easy for them to do, but we go a step further. And one of the things that we noticed they've done, and I wish I had a photograph of this that you could see, but I don't believe I do, is they take their ice and for certain drinks, they mix raspberries in it. So their ice comes to you and it's not clear ice like you see at so many places. It's ice filled with actual fruit. They also have a flower petal drink, and they serve that ice, and it's got all these colorful flower petals encased in the ice. These are all in Palm Springs, by the way, if you're just tuning in. And we're talking in particular right now about the front porch, who offers this incredible charcuterie board. And here's a shot of their cocktails. Now, the cocktail on the left with the blister on it, you can see that's got the flower petals on the side. And that bubble is made with a little machine that they insert beneath the surface of the drink and blow into this little bubble. And of course, the first drink you take, the bubble pops and the vapor inside there flows out, and it enhances the flavor of the cocktail. I haven't seen this anywhere else. Now, I know other places have done it because I've searched the internet and found them, but I've never seen it done the way that they do it. And it's a delicious drink, especially with the flower petals on what have you. On the right, we have another drink, and that's the one that had the ice with the fruit in it. As you can see, there's some blueberries there, some kiwi, and I believe that was a strawberry drink, if I remember correctly. But again, look at that drink and just look how luscious that looks.
I like the bubble.
Yeah, the bubble. I was just telling everybody there, the bubble, they blow up with a little machine. I can't see a picture of it there. And it took them a couple of times to get the bubble to stand still. But the second you take a drink out of it, the bubble bursts. And this flavored vapor comes out and enhances the drink. And those are real flower petals stuck to the side of it.
Nice.
So very, very cool deal there. The drink in the middle is my mocktail. And it was one of the ones that were on the menu. I don't remember the name of it because mocktail names are hard to remember. But do you notice the black raspberries there at the top? Mm-hmm. They were frozen solid. There you can see the coating of ice on them as they thawed out.
Mhm.
Delicious though, but you had to wait because you couldn't eat them at first. They were like hard as a rock,
Mm.
but you let them thaw out and you had your cocktail there. So anyway, that is
Very good.
the place we always start first, which is called the front porch. Where else did we go that day? From the front porch, we went to Evening Citizen. Now, Evening Citizen is a true speakeasy. It was recommended to us by the guy from the front porch, and it has no front door. There is no front door. You have to go around the back, and as you walk around the back, there's kitchen doors, there's back room doors, and even the Evening Citizen looks like a back room door. There's a red light though. All the other places have the lights are white. The Evening Citizen is red. Now it's not right in front of the door, so you're still playing a bit of a guessing game, but it's close enough you should be able to figure out. And it's funny because they were telling us that so many people have gone back to them after having that bar recommended to them and saying, okay, I went down there, I opened the door, I was standing in the Chinese food kitchen. What's the joke? The joke is you didn't go to the right door. Okay, I walked in and there's a laundromat. What's the joke? No joke. You walked in the wrong door. Because when you walk in the right door, you know you're in a speakeasy. It's dark. Look how dark it is inside that building.
Yeah.
It is dark. The only lights are those lamps that you see there. Everything is leather, and the wallpaper is that rich flowered wallpaper that you see.
Mm-hmm.
But dark. It's still dark. There is a portrait of Udo Kier, the actor, who is also a gay activist, who's an icon, who overlooks everything. He's dead, been dead a couple of years, but he's an icon there. And they have a gorgeous portrait of him on the wall. And this is another place that takes pride in their craft drinks. These are their 3 craft drinks that we got. Again, I don't remember which drinks are which, and I'm sorry about that. I should have written these down. But I will tell you the drink in the middle is my mocktail. Can you tell a difference between those 3 drinks? Would you guess which one was the mocktail?
No.
Yeah. And it was delicious as well. The servers are super nice. They always are there. And I love the fact that they walk around kind of like gunmen, like gangster gunmen. They have on the black suits, the black overalls, and a holster. No, nothing in the holster, but it's there in case, just for. But,
well, they should put something like, something fun that isn't a gun.
Yeah,
but
something. Yeah, they should. They should put like a
their
bar
menu,
tool
or their menu thing or something.
The menu is another thing that I spend too much time on every time I'm there because it's a newspaper. It's like an 8-page newspaper. And you have to go through and find the drink recipes because they're written like headlines. So you got to wait. Oh, wait, that's actually a drink recipe. Oh, that's a fake newspaper article. Oh, that's a real drink recipe.
Fun.
And it is fun. So you go through there and you find the drinks, and they have a true Mai Tai there,
Ooh.
which is the original Mai Tai that you get from it's not like a Trader Skipper Scott Mai Tai or a Vacation Mai Tai. It's like the one they serve at House of Bamboo.
Okay.
But anyway, again, this is Palm Springs. This is Evening Citizen for those who may not have been down there. So that was our evening that night. And then the next night we started at Tommy Bahama's. Now we always go to Tommy Bahama's for this very reason. First of all, the drink on the right is called the Powder Cloud or something like that. Coconut Cloud. It is my mom's favorite drink. She sips on that and she just coos. She just loves it so much. The problem is you get about 2/3 into that and you're done because it's super sweet, which you would understand because you're not into sweet drinks. The drink in the middle there was my mocktail, and it was pretty decent. It was a pineapple kind of iced tea, I believe. And then the drink on the left is a very interesting drink. This is Tommy Bahama's in the Main Dragon, Palm Springs. That is a frozen Mai Tai. They take a Mai Tai, they make a Mai Tai. It is closer to the Skipper Scott Mai Tai than the Vacation Mai Tai. They freeze it in one of those machines that spins like they have at those
So
places.
it's like a slushy.
Yeah. And then they add all that dark rum to the top of it.
Ooh.
And that's the only place Shelley will get an alternate Mai Tai because she loves that frozen Mai Tai.
Mm.
So it's very, very good. And across the street from Tommy Bahamas is Clandestino. And Clandestino is a Mexican themed restaurant. And these people are a blast. We walked up, we sat down, the bartender comes over to my mom and he goes, the usual double of tequila. And she, don't say that. My kids are sitting right here. So that was fun. But she ordered hers is a grapefruit paloma. It's on the right there and it came in a clay glass. That sounds weird. A clay cup. Is that better?
Yeah, it's not really a cup. It's they have a name for it. I'm not sure what they call it.
It comes in a clay thing.
Clay. It's a clay pot. Basically.
Yeah, that's true. And she loves grapefruit. She's hesitant to take it because it interferes with some of her medicines. But I looked it up, and she's got a 2-hour window, so she was okay. My drink in the middle there was a spicy margarita mocktail, and it was. Sometimes I don't like spicy in my drinks, but this was perfect. Julie, this was perfectly balanced. You would have liked this one.
Yeah.
Because the balance is perfect. And then the one on the left is, I believe another type of margarita that Shelley ordered. These drinks were also outstanding. The decor, as you can see in the background there, is fantastic. The staff was incredible. And we were there and they were making, I got to go back to my drink. They were making mango puree that they make every day there at the store. And they cube mangoes into little dice, basically. Then they go back and they blend it, and then they add whatever to it, maybe some sugar, and they put it in the bottles you see lined up in the back of the bar there. That is their mango puree. When I saw that, I thought, I have to get a mango puree drink. So the drink that I had there is a mango spice mocktail, and it was also very good.
Okay, so there's a couple different names. Ajaro de Barro.
Okay.
That is a traditional Mexican clay jug or cup used for water, which is not what you're.
We don't use it for water.
A cantarito, Cantarito.
Okay.
And that's a specific type of unglazed, which is what that looked like.
It was,
Mexican clay cup or small jug famously used for serving tequila and citrus cocktails.
That's got to be it.
So that was what it was.
And the first place we saw that, was Money Ponchos out in Camarillo. A very nice restaurant there. All right, I got, I think just one more to share here. Oh, two more to share here. First of all, we found this place called Alana's. Nicest bartender in town. He was just ready to close. We walked up. He stayed open because we got there at 9:55. They closed at 10. He stayed open and made us drinks. Didn't complain. And I thought that's a good guy because he could have said, sorry, we're closing. Nope, we sat down. So Shelley got a margarita there and you were out, but I was talking about the black lava salt.
Oh, okay.
See that in the side?
Yep.
That's a good attachment there, accoutrement, but it's not a great one, but it's good for that particular drink. And her margarita was excellent. And I got one of their signature mocktails, which is the one on the left. And a lot of times they serve the mocktails in those particular glasses. Mm-hmm. So I think they knew you were drinking a mocktail. Mm-hmm. And it was also outstanding. But again, kudos to that guy for being a good bartender and staying open. And also, I wanted to go back the next night because they had stopped serving food about half an hour before. And they had Papa's Chilies, which was fried potatoes with various chilies. On grilled chilies on top. Mm-hmm. And I wanted that badly. It sounded good. And of course, when you're in Palm Springs, you got to go see our friends at Tonga Hut. So we went to Tonga Hut. Shelley got a Mai Tai. It was Tuesday night. So we got Taco Tuesday. You get 3 tacos. We got 1 pork and 2 chicken. I wasn't feeling great, so I had 1 of the chicken. Shelley had the pork and about half of the other chicken. She said the pork taco was by far the best. She loved the pork taco.
Okay.
So you got a Mai Tai and you got 3 tacos for $18.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's $18 is what you pay for a drink sometimes. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And then of course I got my little mocktail, which I asked, can you make me something like a mojito? Looks pretty close, right?
Yep. Does.
So anyway, it was a good weekend. We had some adventures. We saw some interesting fights, saw some interesting people on the streets, and that's what Palm Springs is all about.
Yeah, it is.
And Joshua just stepped in.
Sleeping in Big Bro's bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's baby pic sharing time.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a great
come
pic.
on.
That's pretty good.
That's her big brother's bed.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Those two love each other.
I would guess so.
Thank Christ.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord above.
She lights up when he's like talks to her and stuff like that. Oh gosh, she lights right up.
That's awesome.
I've
Yeah,
heard
because
horror stories in that. I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? Thank God it's not happening to me.
You wake up. What's that story? You go in there, the 4-year-old standing over the baby with a knife. Like those are scary times. So it's good that they love each other.
A pillow, or it's
Yeah.
What are you doing with the pillow? Nothing.
Extra fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful about that. I don't think you need to worry about it. Looks like you got it set. Yeah.
Let's see. My eldest son takes after his dad. Who is the eldest, by the way?
That's true.
See, oh,
the eldest rule.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're the best. Everybody else is a knockoff.
Why your little brother always wants to come and hang out with you, even though he's in.
That's right.
Where the heck is he now?
Costa Rica on vacation permanently. Yeah.
Permanently on
But
vacation.
you got to look at it this way: the firstborn is always the original. Everything else a knockoff.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
Yeah. So if I
Or their story, they're holding the story on the first time was okay, and then they tried 3 other times to make sure they got it right. They finally got it right on the 4th.
I was at oh God, I shouldn't admit this in there. I was at a party once. It was a baby party, welcoming a new baby.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was the 3rd baby for this family. And the father came over to me and he goes, so Scott, when you and Shelly going to have some more kids? And I said, we're not. We got it right the first time. And then I went, oh, I shouldn't have said that to that guy who's got 3 kids. I felt terrible, but I'm still
a good sport.
Yeah, he hit me.
Oh,
no, he was a good sport. But yeah, he kind of looked at me like, did you really just say that? I'm going to give you a pass. But it was. I felt terrible. Sometimes you say things you don't think about, and then you think about like, oh my God.
My husband does that all the time. I'm like, you didn't.
There's a legend for that.
You just let that out, and you couldn't pull it back fast enough, could you?
There is no filter. Usually, sometimes people have a filter where they say something in their head before they say it out loud. It skips the front. Mine passes.
He said,
and sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Most times it may not.
He said sometimes he thinks about it in his head, and he thinks maybe I shouldn't say that, and then it still comes out.
Yeah.
See, it skips the line.
But that's the problem with that is it's the best possible joke, but you don't know if you should say it or not, and then you give it a try, and you either get a good laugh and people are with you, or you get a, oh my God, did he just say that? So it works either way.
That's funny.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's my husband.
I really wish, and I feel bad about this too, that Joshua was, more proud and loved his family more.
I know.
There's no way he could.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got this far in the show. I finished my Palm Springs things. I want to talk about your play because I want to ask you how that went this weekend, but we got to drink something first.
Okay.
So do you want to pick something from the bar or do you want me to, I brought a non-alcoholic beer for us to try.
Oh, we can try that.
Want to try that?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Talk to Julie for a minute.
We went to an event last night at the Newhall Mansion, and it was an event for vendors for weddings and things like that. And the bartender there, she was giving away drinks. Just, every person at the event was doing something to kind of help promote what they do. It's like a networking type thing, almost like a chamber, but it's for event planners. And she had some strawberry margarita drink or something, and a couple of different people, I overheard them saying it was really sweet. So I was like, yeah, I don't want sweet. So I ended up going with a gin and tonic. And you know what? Damn it. It was a good, solid gin. She did a nice job with the decorating it up, and you know, it was good. I was pretty pleased with it. I was like, man, I haven't really had a good solid gin and tonic in a while, and I ended up having 2 of them.
Do you know what tonic, what gin she was using?
It was Hendrix, which I don't normally like Hendrix, but it was the dark bottle Hendrix. I don't think it was the green. I think it was the other one. Because they have one that's kind of greenish, and then they have one that's more of a brownish color. And it was that one. But I liked it. I was kind of surprised because at first when she pulled out the Hendrix, I went, oh, shit. I'm like, Hendrix. But whatever she did with it, she did a little bit more than just the gin and tonic, I could tell.
Oh, really? I wondered what that was about.
And it was, I don't know, but it just, it gave it a nice flavor. It was really good and solid, and I was pretty pleased with it. So I tipped her well, and we didn't have to pay for the drinks, but I gave her a nice tip because I felt like she did a good job and she earned it.
I'm 100% for that. Our drink today is Klostheimer. Can I get that camera to focus?
Tastes like a beer.
And it is a 0 alcohol. It is the German pioneer of non-alcoholic brews from Klaus Haller.
You are out of focus.
I know. I gotta fix that. But I don't know how. So maybe I'll monkey with it here in a second. Anyway, it is a well-balanced non-alcoholic malt beverage with a full-bodied taste, brewed according to the German purity law with the finest barley malt. I swear I thought that said barley meat for a second. Barley malt and choice hops, authentic, pure, and natural, fresh and palatable with an intensive hoppy tang, pleasantly refreshing for any occasion. Would you agree with that, Jules?
It tastes like a beer. There's a little bit of hop, but it's not like punching you in the face hop. So I don't mind it. But it tastes like a beer.
It does. Tastes like a malty beer.
Yeah.
It does. That's
tastes like a German beer.
Yeah, exactly. If you're one of those people who likes the malts in your beer, this is right up your alley. And
it's good cold. I wouldn't want to have it even at room temperature, I don't think.
No.
Because it would get too heavy.
My buddy Steve Snyder just got back from Germany. They went out there for a vacation and to see the sights. And I asked him first thing, do they really drink their beer warm in Germany? He goes, I never saw anybody drinking warm beer. Okay, that's good. And so it's a myth of some kind. By the way, this is also vegan. So you can, if you don't want to eat meat, you can drink this instead.
I was gonna say most beers. Pretty much all beers.
I mean, that's all they are, right?
I mean, there could be one that's not. I don't know, but I won't, say there isn't.
Well, it's like Hostess, those little chocolate Hostess pies that they have, the frosted crust and the filling. If you look in the back of that, there's beef filling or something in there. What? But it's there. It's on the ingredient list. So this is a decent beer. It's not my style of beer, but it's a decent beer, and I could drink this if there was nothing else for me to drink.
Yeah,
that my liver would not spit back up.
I have been doing some of the I like the Dos Equis micheladas.
Oh yeah, I love those.
And then there's a couple different ones. They had the Dos Equis michelada. They have the Modelo michelada that is non-alcoholic.
And that's pretty good.
They're okay.
I haven't tried that yet. I've been wanting to.
They're not bad. I've had a couple people try them and they didn't like it, but I think that they're okay. There you go. Now you're in focus. I've been doing the Corona
Zero. Yeah, I like those a lot. I don't think
they have to be cold. Once they start warming up, it's not the same.
Don't you feel that way about any beer? Beer's just it should be cold.
Yeah, but I've been trying to cut back too. Just I'm trying to lose weight for the wedding, and I'm trying to do some things that are better for my body.
Good.
And I still like my drinks, but I'm not doing as much. So I don't sit down at home and have a couple drinks a night. Now I'm usually doing like trying these non-alcoholic beers. I haven't found a wine that I like yet, and I haven't found a spirit that I like yet. So I'm sticking to the beers only because the beers have gotten better, but I don't necessarily think all those things are better.
No, well, they're better than they were, but that doesn't mean they're good. And that's the thing. Everything has improved dramatically. There were a couple of drinks I tried down there that used non-alcoholic tequila or gin. And I mean, you can tell it's not the real thing, but if it's mixed properly, you don't know. You don't think about that. So if you drink it separately, oh, gross. But I intend on getting a whole bunch of those for us to try to get. I want to get a line of those of all types, including beers, including wines, including spirits that we can all try on the show, and then make comparisons to it.
Yeah,
because there's lots out there. So
yeah,
but I'm so glad that this happened to me now when there's such good alternatives.
Yeah,
you still got to be careful because some of those mocktails can be filled with sugar.
right.
I mean, it's filled, but if you're careful, you can get one that's not. So it's like everything else. You got to make the right choices.
Yeah.
By the way, I got advice this week via a viewer who said we need to take Elvis out of here. He said it's very distracting and they don't want to see him anymore. So I thought that's probably a good idea. So say goodbye to Elvis. It'll probably be as last week on this show.
So one listener?
Yes. I know. But the only one that cared enough to write.
Oh.
Nobody cared. Nobody wrote and said they liked it.
Just shift him and put him in a different spot.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him somewhere else.
There's something special about Elvis.
Yes, there is. And I was talking to my son about that, and he said the same thing. He goes, "Yeah, there's something special about that, though, because it belonged to my grandmother." I go, "I know. I'm not going to get rid of it. Just going to move it off camera." So
yeah.
Anyway,
and sometimes people make comments and they don't understand the background. So, listener, we appreciate your contribution.
But their point was well made, and they said the problem with it is not that they don't like Elvis. They said it's distracting. Instead of looking at us, they're looking at Elvis's.
Yeah, that might be good in my case. I don't know that I'm much to look at. I kind of think looking at Elvis's legs do the little dance might be a better option for you.
Really, I know how to fix that. It's time to taste the cask. Bet your ass it's time to taste the cask on the Friday Shot Day Show. Brought to you by Pele Utu, Reno's only traditional tiki bar. A kaleidoscope of colors and tropical charm with the undeniable allure of paradise and intoxicatingly delicious cocktails. Pele Utu. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. 1275 Stardust Street in Reno, Nevada. For more information, please visit peleutu.com. I'll clean him. Julie's looking for a shot glass that has not been spoiled by the syrups of alcohol, but I think she found one. She's going to pour herself a drink from the Friday Shot Day Show rum cask. We have not had this rum for 2 weeks, so it'll be very interesting to see how it turns out. And she's pouring it right now. Did you remember to remove the bunghole?
Yes,
I just love to say that.
I didn't remove it. I just lifted it up a little bit.
Because it won't pour out well without the bunghole.
It does feel like it's getting.
Uh-oh. I'm sure we have some rum because I bought a couple of bottles of rum. So,
Ooh.
Oh!
It's very different today.
In what sense?
Way sweeter.
Really? It looks like she kind of likes it.
No, you know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're doing. So sweeter, but okay.
No,
Get it closer to that.
I mean, it's okay. It's different. It's very sweet. And then it burns after you let it sit for a little bit. But it's very sweet.
It's kind of perfect. It's aged well.
Almost just a tad bit too sweet for me in the first.
It's surprisingly, yeah. When you first taste it, it's surprisingly sweet. Like it's going to stay that way, but then it doesn't.
No,
It lets that heat build up, but
Yeah.
not heat, but
it's the
hotness.
burn.
Yeah, it builds up slowly and kind of explodes. It's like, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. But that first sweet, it's like, oh, that's like,
Surprising. It's like, what's wrong with this?
and then it settles in.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Well, that was disappointing. Wanted something painful and bad.
I've had enough bad things the last couple days.
So tell us about your play. Your play finished up last week.
Yes. It went great. We worked really hard. I had some moms that were helping me for the last show backstage. So we had a really good time doing that. They were very efficient and really working hard and doing a good job. I had one mom who had never helped backstage before. Actually, both moms hadn't helped backstage before this show. One of them had helped me the previous week. The other one, that last show was her first time working backstage at all.
Oh,
And she was kind of nervous. But then at the end, she was like, that was kind of fun. It keeps you hopping, but I work hard. I push, and especially closing. I'm not only setting the stage, but when we have props or sets that we're not using anymore, I take them completely out and put them outside so that way we can put them back in the office.
you store them
So
all.
we're
You
not
don't,
doing that at the end of the night.
right?
I'm doing it as
Oh,
we go.
that's
So
good
at
thinking.
the end of the show, there's stuff that has to be cleared, but it's not the whole entire stage.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're exhausted doing that, the whole thing. So I'm very efficient. And then it makes your stage get less and less and less backstage. So it's a little easier to work. So it was fun. It was a good show. The kids had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad it's over because I'm tired.
You
but-
always work so hard, and then you're glad it's over, but you also kind of miss it.
Yeah. It's but then we go on to another one.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
my
There's-
God. This is the first break that we've had in a while.
So you don't have another one lined up yet?
We have summer camp, which starts, I think, on the 13th. But that won't have props and stuff. It's just going to be the summer camp every day.
May I recommend something next show?
What?
Reservoir Dogs. They're doing a stage version of it.
Reservoir Dogs?
Dogs.
Oh,
The Tarantino movie. Be really good for high school kids.
yeah, I'm sure it would. She won't do stuff like that.
You know what's
She
funny
won't
is
even do some of this stuff that I would like to do with the kids.
like what?
I would love for her to do Addams Family. She won't do Addams Family. She won't do. We
Okay.
got her to do Beetlejuice,
Which was successful.
which was awesome, and the kids loved being able to do Beetlejuice. There's just certain things she won't do. She's just kind of She's just kind of stuck in her way.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
Okay. Well, she's got her preferences, I guess,
Yeah.
like everybody else does. Like I know they won't do Reservoir Dogs, even though that's my recommendation. So
I would like to do some things a little more interesting and different. I think we would pull in more teenagers,
yeah.
but
How about West Side Story?
she won't do that.
It's one of the greatest plays of all time.
Yeah, she won't do that.
Oh.
She won't do any of those older ones anymore.
I
When we
guess
did
Rocky Horror Picture Show's out.
when we did Singing in the Rain, that was the first time she'd done that in a long time, and she will never do that one again.
Was it just too difficult, or is it costlier to get licensing rights? I
No,
can't
don't
imagine
know.
that.
She's just kind of stuck on the same loop of things, and she's afraid kids aren't going to like it. But I'm telling you, theater kids know what they want, and
And then if
they like
anybody
the
would get
stuff
it, they
that's a little
would.
different. Yes. She won't do Mean Girls. She won't do Legally Blonde. She won't do any of those. And those are the things the high school kids want to
I would
do.
say, I imagine they'd eat those up.
Yeah, she won't do them.
Well, it's her choice. It's she
Yeah,
gets to make
her
those
thing.
decisions. But I tend to agree. I would think that the kids would want to do stuff that they're more familiar with, and that's not necessarily Beetlejuice and those West Side Story for sure. But
Well, Beetlejuice went over really well because everybody was dying to to do that.
Oh, they were. Okay. Well, and that probably when you did it, the second Beetlejuice movie had come out, and that was a huge hit too. So
Yeah.
that helped a lot. I didn't think about that. That's true.
Beetlejuice is definitely something that everybody wanted to do. It's edgy though. It's different.
Yeah.
And so that's what is the draw, because teenagers they don't want to be doing all Disney stuff. They want to be doing the fun, crazy, edgier, harder stuff.
Like Reservoir Dogs.
But,
There's no singing in Reservoir Dogs, by the way.
No? Okay. Yeah. Well, then,
at least, unless they've changed it and turned it into a musical, God forbid, but it could happen.
Most of these kids are not going to do plays. They're not good enough actors to do plays. The singing and dancing helps carry things along, because when we do plays, it's painful.
Oh.
You have to be an actor to make a play.
Oh yeah, you got to hold it, otherwise it's true.
And if you do a musical, you might not be a great actor, but the singing and dancing livens it up and makes it more interesting. So yeah, we don't have enough good actors to do a play.
And that's what's successful anyways. I mean, you guys have done the vast majority is musicals, right?
Yeah, we've done a couple plays, but they were brutal. Absolutely brutal.
So it all boils down to the usual thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you have any interesting alcohol adventures this week?
Not tremendously, because like I said, other than having the gin and tonic last night and being pleasantly surprised with the gin and tonic, I haven't been drinking as much. I'm trying to slow it down. I've been working a lot more because I've been working with Jim a lot more. So I'm tired. We're all over the place between here and the
It's not bad enough they live on the west end of Ventura, very near the ocean. It's the House of Magic is here in Santa Paula, and beyond that is his other job in Piru.
Yeah.
Further down. So it's a haul. A lot of time in the 126.
Yeah.
You guys drive very carefully on that, don't you?
Well, yeah, he does. But we have a back route that we can do. We took it yesterday because there's all that construction work. It's not Foothill.
No, it's not. It's Telegraph. No, it's not.
No,
it's Loma Vista. It's
to go to
Rocky
Piru. You're gonna go. It's the back roads that are along the 26, but you kind of going up towards Somas almost, but you don't go into Somas.
But isn't Foothill closed from Wells?
Yes, but we don't do Foothill at all.
Oh, okay.
So that would be if we were coming here, but it's closed, so we don't use it anyhow. Gotcha. And we hardly ever use that route because that route is, it's okay.
It's okay. I use it when Telegraph's a problem. I'll go up to that and take the Foothill route, but it does curve. It's not a straight drive.
No,
it does some curving.
Yeah.
So you have to get used to it.
So this is going to Piru. They have a section right after you leave Santa Paula. They're working on some stuff on the roads, and you've got like this section that is down to one lane, and it takes a really long time to get through. So we kind of circumvented that yesterday. It's a longer route, but it was faster because we weren't stuck in the traffic.
Yeah, and that traffic can get bad.
Yeah, because 126 is not big to begin with, and there's a lot of traffic on the 126 these days.
And it's a dangerous road. It's always been a dangerous road. As long as I've been aware of the 126 is dangerous. You've got to keep your eyes open because, I mean, there are garbage trucks that come out, and one of them lost its brakes and crashed into somebody in the 126. There's always spin outs there when it rains.
People drive like absolute idiots.
They would just do the speed limit or maybe 5 above it. That's what I do is I do 5 above it. You're okay. You can keep an eye out. But as I'm doing 5 above the speed limit, there's people.
And then there's people that are going so slow. So it's an uneven traffic that becomes overwhelming to deal with because it is seriously just as dangerous to drive too slow on the highway as it is to drive too fast on the highway. Because again, it's not an even flow of traffic. So you've got these cars coming in and You got the idiots that go into the far left lane and they're going 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be in that lane.
No.
Or you have the big trucks that get annoyed and all of a sudden they try to go into the passing lane. They're not supposed to be going into the passing lane either. They're not supposed to be going fast enough to be able to, or to need to go into that passing lane. But they do. And so all of a sudden you're driving down and then this big truck comes and pulls right in front of you like they're a little sports car.
Yeah.
Well, that's when things happen.
Yeah, it's true.
Or you get people that are cruising, whether it's slow or fast, in that far left lane, see their exit and just go, zip, okay, I'm going over to the exit now.
Just
right
experienced
across
that the other day.
traffic.
Yep. I just coming home from Palm Springs yesterday. A guy who was in the fast lane doing 50, 55, it's at least 65, right? He decides he needs to get over after tucking himself behind me most of the way there. And he just goes across all 4 lanes to the exit. It's like, how many people could have been in his way?
Yeah. I had one car do that, literally just turned the car and was sideways on the highway because they overshot the exit and they decided they were going to still try to make it anyhow. So they turned and just drove straight across. It wasn't even like a what do you call that? Drifting over. It was a straight on driving sideways across a 4-lane highway. I slammed on my brakes, which ticked me off because I had a kid in the car that was not my child. And I wasn't expecting that because we're all going. And then all of a sudden there's a car sitting in front of you sideways, going off the exit. I'm like, you know what? If you overshoot, go to the next exit.
Not that hard.
You know what? You're not special. And it's not going to kill you to go to the next exit. It will kill you to get in somebody's way, though, and cause an accident.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. People just, they don't drive very well.
No, we went down to LA for Father's Day to the Jaws Museum exhibit at the Motion Picture Academy. It was great, by the way. And Andrea, my daughter-in-law, drove. And she lived in Los Angeles, right around the museum, as a matter of fact, for several years. And she is a Los Angeles driver. And that doesn't mean she's an obnoxious driver. It just means she's assertive. But she also knows when to back off and let somebody else take that, the turn. So, and, if somebody doesn't let her take the turn, she kind of takes it herself. But, but I love it when I go with her because she knows driving in LA, which is a whole different driving experience.
Oh yeah.
She knows it like the back of her hand, and it makes it easy for me. I also appreciate our friend Marcy. We invites us to a Dodgers game, and she always wants to drive. She's just one of those people who prefers to drive. 100%. I'm with you. Let's go.
Yeah. I drove home from Van Nuys the other day. Oh, I don't drive in LA. I don't drive home from LA.
LA's so bad these days.
It's just, and it was the 405 and the 5. And they're at 5 o'clock. It is scary shit. We made it, and we actually never got into a parking lot. We were at least doing 25.
Nice.
But sometimes that's just as bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Because people are
stopping and going and stop. Yep.
And they want to go and they want to go, and then they start weaving in and out and everything. And I made it, and I did okay for myself. I did much better than I've done in the past. But boy, I'll tell you, it is not my favorite thing to do.
No, I used to go to LA once a week when I was writing reviews for the studios. I would drive down to LA, Westwood, etc., see the movie, turn around, come back home. I can't imagine doing that now. Nowadays, I think that a lot of times they just send out links and the critics watch the films on their computers, which kind of sucks. But I love going to those screenings, but I wouldn't do it now because the driving would kill me. It would be horrible.
Jared and May are LA drivers now because they live
That's right.
in Northridge. So they drive all around out there and everything. And it scares me because I'm like, these people are crazy. They are crazy.
Yeah.
They just do whatever the hell they want. And they're all over the place. They're totally impatient. And you got the people that are not doing any of the right rules. And then you get the people who are furious about it and start weaving in and out, and I'm going, oh my God, how is there not more accidents? There's a lot, but how is there not more?
More, yeah, that's exactly true. I don't know. It's I don't envy anybody who has to drive down there a lot. I think that's why Kevin Costner had the right idea. When Kevin Costner was doing a film in Hollywood, he lives up in Santa Barbara, so a limo would pick him up from Warner Brothers, I think it was, would pick him up, and he would sleep all the way until he got to Hollywood because he had a driver.
Yeah.
The problem happened when the freeway got closed by the rains, and the avalanche blocked the freeway, and he couldn't get from Santa Barbara to Hollywood. So you know what he did? Chartered a boat.
Oh, well, there you
Got
go.
a boat down there. You know why? Because he's Kevin Costner. He can do that kind of thing. But
Ken has his Tesla.
our close personal friend, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
A signed poster on the wall from him.
Oh, speaking of exciting things that I did this past week.
Kevin Costner?
No. On Father's Day, we went to Enzo's and Jim did close-up magic.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about this.
And I got to meet Ricky Rocket.
That's pretty
And
cool.
he signed my bass drum.
That's cool.
And he even signed it with his name and Poison underneath it. So you knew. And the funny thing is I just pulled such a bad fangirl.
Oh my God, it's Ricky Rocket.
Jim said, "Here, this is my wife." And he says, "Hi, I'm Ricky Rocket. You know who I am?" And I said, "I know who you are. I grew up in the 80s. Of course I know who you are." And I thought about it afterward and I went, oh my God, that's such a fan reaction. But I knew who he was. And he looks like himself still, just with shorter hair. But, you know, he was cool. He was really decent. He brought his family. They were having a ton of fun. Jim was doing magic for them. He did several different things. And it was really neat because, I don't know, I listened to Poison growing up. Some people maybe not, but that was part of that, you know, for me, that would have been the Rat Pack of the 80s was the Poison Rat,
all
Bon Jovi, all those hair bands. That was my jam. I mean, I listened to other stuff too, but I like the hair bands.
My buddy, David Huey, and I probably told you this, but if not, I'm sorry because this is interesting, but he was the guitar tech on for Poison. If you look at the first Poison album, his name's on there, guitar tech, David Huey. And so he knew all those guys. In fact, he knew them before they had a record contract because they would all go hang out at his mom's house.
Oh, nice.
And party and all that stuff. So, David, I'm going to tell your story. You've told me, I hope it's okay to share. David decided at one point, because he was thin, he was good looking, he had the long rock and roll hair, and he was, you know, he was the guitar tech for Poison, toured everywhere with them. Started his own band, and I can't remember the name of it, but some of you may know the band he was in. And at one point he decided, do I love rock and roll more or do I love food more? And he chose food. And he's a big man. And I don't mean he's a fat man because he's not by any stretch of the imagination. He's just big. He has the biggest hands I've ever seen anybody with. They're just monster paws. But anyway, they used to hang out at his house so much that I can't remember if it was Ricky's brother or somebody else's brother. Might have been Ricky's brother who wanted to learn how to do tattoos. And so he needed somebody whose arm he could practice on. And David said, come practice on my arm. So he had this blurry blob of a tattoo in his arm that was a girl with very large, well, we'll just say not eyes. And when David's grandchildren were born, he says, I can't have a tattoo with his large eyes on my arm. So he went to a shop in Hollywood and he said, yeah, I need to cover this up. And the guy's looking at the tattoo and he goes, where'd you get this? And he goes, oh, well, it was, I want to say it was Ricky's brother. Ricky Rocket's brother, you know, did it on my arm before they were a big thing in bands, and he was staying at my mom's house. And the guy goes, whoa, I'm not going to touch that. He goes, that's collector's art, man. You should never, ever get that removed or covered up. That is art. And so he didn't. To this day, he still has that blurry thing on his arm there. But that guy had to tell him, no, you don't cover up that guy's artwork. That guy, you know, that's too cool.
Yeah,
but it's just funny what a small world it is.
and he's a nice guy. He was nice. They're huge paranormal normal people.
I didn't know
his,
that.
His one of the relatives that was there is a huge medium. They were like,
That's Pocket Rocket, right?
I'm not sure exactly who she was, but it was fun. It was different. It was just because as soon as I saw him, I went, oh my God. Yeah, I knew he was going to be there. Jim was warned in advance. Monica was telling everybody, be on your game because he's coming. He's coming because his family are huge paranormalists and they just love being a part of all of this stuff. So, entertain, be in your game. And when she talked to Jim, she was like, please come out and do magic because he's going to be there. And so then I ended up going just because I wanted to go and see him. And I said, Jim, bring the bass drum and maybe he'll sign it. And Jim just walks right up at the bass drum and sticks it down in front of him.
I can imagine Jim.
I've got all of these big name guys on here. Will you put your name on here? And he was honored. He was honored.
Yeah. He probably knew half the names, if not all of them.
Yeah. There's some names on that. That bass drum someday is going to go up for auction somewhere. And a lot of the names, you really can't read them. They're because they scribble them, obviously.
Yeah, like Gene
but
Simmons.
People who know these people are going to know their signatures.
Yeah.
But there's some big names up there because there's people from Whitesnake and Journey and Santana and Leonard Skinner and you name it. Those are big.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah. Steppenwolf. There's names on that thing.
Yeah.
And now Poison.
That's cool.
It's just cool. So cool to me.
I know exactly what you're saying about signatures because I've got autographs by Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons that I personally got from them at 3 separate times in their lives. And you could put all those signatures together and you wouldn't be able to match them up.
Yeah.
They every time they write, because you got to remember they're writing at different angles or something, or they're tired.
Or they
I bought a CD once that they must have signed 1 million of, and you can just see their arms are just tired.
Yeah, and they're signing so many of them that after a while it's kind of. When I was signing for the car, last page, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not sure if I even recognize what I'm writing anymore.
It's like when I'm signing books.
Goes mush.
When I'm at a book signing, it's the same way. The first ones are really nice and neat because I have this little flourish that I strike out when I finish my name. But at the end, it's like, here you go. An old author friend of mine, Clive Custer, passed away since then. But I was at a book signing with him once, and he, of course, had many more sales than I did. He had as many people in line as I did total sales. That was pretty crazy. But he was writing somebody's name, and he screwed it up. And so the bookstore owner took the book, and she was going to throw it away, discard it. And he goes, no. He took the book back. He turned that bad signature into a sailing ship because he wrote about nautical things, and then signed his name.
Oh, yeah.
Smart. And that book just became more valuable because it's got a picture there for it. So that's cool stuff. By the way, if you would like our autographs, just send us a note at roughedgestudios@gmail.com. We'll sign anything for you.
Yep. It's fun. It was fun. It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
It was definitely like, wow, this is kind of cool.
David said he remembers when they did hit it big, they were still at his house and they were still partying, or maybe he was at their place now. I don't know. But anyway, they were still partying, and the mail would come, and there'd be a mail there from an envelope there from Capitol Records, and they'd open it up and go, it's $1.2 million. And they keep partying. That's a rock and roll band. That is a rock and roll band.
Poison was definitely one of those.
Have you seen him perform live?
I have not.
I don't think I ever would have gone because I know who they were, but it just wasn't edgy enough for me. But this radio station gave us tickets to go see him, and I thought, all right, we'll go see. I think the lynch mob opened up, which made it worthwhile. But we went down there, and those guys blew my brains out. It was the most incredible stage show I'd seen since Kiss. It was really good.
In those days, did a lot with those big, huge, flashy stage shows.
Yeah,
it was all about the flash.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they nailed it. Man, they nailed it. It was beautiful. I mean, they weren't as good as Bette Midler was when I saw Bette Midler. I mean, it's tough to beat nuns in wheelchairs. I'm sorry, topless nuns in wheelchairs, but they were still pretty good. So.
Yeah, they're fun. They were a fun band to watch. I mean, and of course, it was MTV Video Days.
Yeah.
And they all knew how. Those hair bands knew how to make a good video.
All you had to, you had to have good music. That's the music. If you didn't have good music, it wouldn't work. Because how many bands didn't have good music, still had the looks and the style, but that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Poison had the good music. They had the looks, they had the style, and they had the big booming stage show that made it all click for them,
Yeah.
So, I guess we're going to get out of here since it's just Julie and I. Do you have anything else to talk about, Jules? We done an hour. An hour's good these days.
Yeah, no. My car is going to be gone till Monday. It's the battery, but it's pricey to replace it. So they have to contact Van Nuys, and then the light is also pricey to replace. So they have to contact Van Nuys to make sure that they're going to pay for it.
Which light is this?
It's the daytime driving light.
Oh, okay.
So it's like those, they're like they make like a little arc type thing around the headlights.
Yeah.
On the driver's side, it was really dim. So they have to replace it. So I won't have the car this weekend, but I'm like, he said they did all the diagnostics. They got it charged up. It's only charging to 80%. So they know that it's not charging the way it should. They did the drainage test to make sure that there wasn't anything sucking unusual power.
That's so hard to find too. I almost hope they find something so they can fix it, because my mom's Mazda has a problem like that, and she has to leave the charger on and it'll die, and nobody can figure out where the suction's coming from, where the electricity is going.
They said normally with the Kias, there was a problem with the 23 and 24s with that, but it was a software issue, and they already did the software update on this. So
maybe that problem will go away.
Well, no, it was done beforehand because they have the documentation of it. So they said it's a bad battery. It's an old battery. It's a bad battery. So they have to change the battery. But it's expensive. Van Nuys better say that they said they were going to take care of everything, because we just bought the car and the next day, and we know they were lying to us, because you can't get into the car because most of it is electrical. It's not an electric car, it's a hybrid, but a lot of the functions are run off the electricity. So we couldn't get into the car other than taking off that little cap and using the manual key.
Yeah.
And when we went to go buy the car, that little cap was gone.
Oh.
And then they came out and put it back on, and their claim was, it was missing. So here we gave you another one. Jim, over there, we figured, okay, yeah, somebody was trying. You don't think about it. But when we had the problem, we're like, they knew.
Yeah.
They were getting into that car and jumping that car to start it after it sat overnight. It doesn't drain during the day, but when you let it sit overnight, it drains.
So if you're using it, it doesn't drain. But that's exactly what's going on with my mom's car. But they cannot figure out where the leak is.
So they're going to change the battery, and then it should be fine.
Yeah.
So, but they said everything else is there's no drains. I think they ran another test, and they said there's no drainage coming from anywhere. So it's the battery, and they're going to have to just replace it. And he's like, they better say they're going to replace it.
Yeah.
Because he's pissed. Jim doesn't get mad very often. He's pissed.
Well,
he's like, we just got it's not a brand new car. I get it. But when you buy a used car and they claim that everything has been run through and they did all their whatever tests and this and that.
Yeah.
And you're still spending a decent amount of money on it because it's decent car. It's a really nice car. You expect more than that out of it. And you don't expect somebody to be, lying to you.
And it's not like it's the lighter doesn't work. Who cares? The lighter doesn't work. The battery doesn't work. You got an issue.
Yeah.
And that should have been disclosed. So,
and it's a 2023. It's not old enough to be sitting there and saying, oh yeah, you need to expect bad things from this car.
Yeah. Does the lemon law apply to used cars?
I believe so.
So you may have to use that if worse comes to worse.
Well, if they don't take care of the problem, Jim is definitely, he's like, we'll sue you because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to not be taking care of that problem.
Yeah.
But it's going to cost them about $1,500.
Well,
And they told me they called me because they got a call about the car having to go into the shop the next day. And I was like, yeah, we couldn't get into the car. It was dead.
yeah.
And I said, that's not something I want to be dealing with. And he's like, that's not something you should be dealing with. So he knew.
Yeah.
He knows. You don't sell a car that somebody can't drive when they drive it off the lot.
No.
To me, that's fraudulent.
Well, it is. If the documents say everything fine and it's not fine, that's a mistaken. So
Yeah.
I think they'll fix it up. I think you're fine. And I just have.
It's just going to cost them a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's on them. They should have fixed it at the shop.
It'll probably cost them less because they get everything it costs and they can pay less in the labor and all that stuff. So let them do it.
Yeah. And he said, oh, I went through the whole car and we put new stuff. That's bullshit because they already said it's a used battery and it's not. The battery is only working at 80% when you charge it fully.
I wonder what the minimum is for that, because that's about the minimum for an iPhone. And I know we're talking completely different batteries, but I'm wondering if the charge.
But if they put a brand new one in, it should be charging.
No, brand new one should. Yeah, absolutely.
And he said he had changed everything out and put all new stuff in it.
Yeah, that's not what. Yeah, he did. It was new to the car. It wasn't brand new.
So it's not. Yeah, it's a game they're playing.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna. They pissed Jim off because he's like, there's one thing I can't stand. Jim will be honest, and he will, he won't let somebody take,
Advantage
suffer.
Yeah.
He won't take advantage of anybody. And when somebody takes advantage of him after he tries so hard to make sure he's super honest with people, that really pisses him off.
And maybe they didn't. Maybe this is all just a mistake.
Oh no, they did, because they tried to tack on almost $5,000 in different charges for different things that they were claiming the bank wasn't going to let us get the car without it until we got in the car and started backing away, and all of a sudden those things disappeared. If the bank isn't going to give us the loan without those things tacked on, then why all of a sudden 5 minutes later are they giving us the loan without those things tacked on? That
does sound suspicious.
That's very suspicious.
When we bought Shelly's Subaru, he kept wanting to add these things on, and she's all, no. And he goes, well, the one thing I can't let you leave here without doing, because the owner won't let me sell a car this way, is it has to have this stain coating on the upholstery. And it's about $500. And so, we'll have to add that to the. Shelly goes, no. She goes, I'll pay half if you'll pay half. And instantly cut it to $250. So it was all just about money,
Yeah, but this isn't even that. They were trying to say that we needed some sort of warranty.
Just a sell. Oh yeah,
it was just all these things, and you can't come out in one breath and say they will not give you a loan unless you have this warranty. But then as soon as you say,
the bank should say that.
Yeah, and as soon as you say no, I'm not going to buy the car, all of a sudden that warranty disappears. Then why? If the bank the bank doesn't give a shit whether we are doing that or not. I get sometimes they want because of liability and this,
right?
But
again, it's like when you buy a brand new iPhone, you have to have insurance on it for the first couple of years. That's just the rule.
There's just like this thing that it's like, yeah, no, that's a ploy, because it wouldn't have just magically disappeared because you want to sell the car. Because the bank would be like, no, if they don't want to buy it, we're not giving them the loan.
Yeah,
they gave us the loan without it.
And why isn't the bank telling you this? Why are they telling you?
Because they go the financing, how they do that financing.
Let me talk to the bank. That's what I would have said. Let me talk to the bank. And all of a sudden that would have disappeared anyway. Anyway, we don't know. We'll find out. We'll have more next week when she gets her car back Monday.
Yeah. But, so
we'll either be drinking more next week or less.
Jim was not happy with them and felt like by the time we left, he was like, yeah, I feel like they're a little bit of a shyster, and that's why we're not going back down. And the only reason why I did it is because I was looking for a car because his van was in such bad shape, and I went on to Car Gurus because we knew we wanted a secondhand car. Yeah. I wanted something decent, but I didn't want to spend a bloody fortune.
That's what I'm thinking of for my truck when the time comes in December.
You gotta look around. You gotta car shop, and the best way to do it especially nowadays with gas prices, is to go online.
We went to LA once to look at a car, and we had no intention of buying a car. We were looking at the Camrys because no matter what you think about Camrys and who drives them, they're really good little cars. But we went down there and we told the guy, we're not buying a car today. We're just here to look at prices, trying to get a general idea whether we should go here, we should go somewhere else. And he comes back and he says, well, I was able to get it down to this price for you. It's like, we're not buying it today. He goes, yeah, but that's a really good price. You should take it home today. I said, we're not buying a car today. He disappears again. We're like, where'd this guy go? He comes back. All right. I talked to my boss and we got it down a little more. I go, dude, we're not going to buy a car today. And he's all, but I got it down to this price. You should drive. I said, no, we're not taking it home today. He goes, I don't understand. You know, I get people a price they're looking for and then they say no. He gets up again. 20 minutes later, he hasn't come back. I told Shelly, I guess we're done here. Got him walked out. And we'll never go back to that place again.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was that about? Was it, oh, you poor guy, I'm sorry, take your time. Let me pay $12,000 more than I intend to do. Let me make a $48,000 purchase I wasn't going to make today. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. Those prices are, and all the games they play. Oh, you're taking money out of my, you're so full of shit. I was born, but not yesterday.
I'm taking money out of your family's mouth, but by my paying you more, I'm taking it out of my family's mouth.
Car salesmen are the biggest dicks in the world. I'm telling you, they are bad.
I've had good experiences. I've had bad experiences. And I'll tell you what, all the good experiences I have wound up in me purchasing a vehicle eventually from that person. But all the bad experiences I've never gone back.
Yeah.
So screw
I
that.
have no problem getting in the car and walking away.
Yeah. That's what you got to be. You got to be ready to, nope,
Yeah,
that's not going to
no
work.
problem doing that. We were driving away when they literally, 3 of them came up banging on the window. Holy cow.
All right, folks. So we will see you next week. We'll find out more about Julie's car. We'll have something else here, non-alcoholic to drink and something alcoholic to drink because we're not giving that up either. And it'll all be
just
good.
a little less.
Yeah. So have a great weekend. Go out and find your favorite bars and let us know about them.
Yep.
Shoot us a line at roughedgestudios@gmail.com, or you can follow us on our socials and direct messages there. We may not reply, but we'll get the information on the air. So I guess that's
Have
it.
a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.